Welcome to the Margs with the Boys podcast. Your favorite podcast with the boys and the Margs. I'm TB4Good, and I'm here with the boys. I have my Marg. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm
What's
Jyggy. Oh, there goes Doug.
What's up? I'm Doug or not. Here's my Marg. All right, carry on. Well, this is worse than the time that I did it. So
yeah.
that's
Who's our imposter there?
I have to fix Doug. That was my thing.
No, I understand. Hi, hey. Sorry for being a little quiet and a little uneasy on the intro. I've had a rough day today. But I'm Scootish, and this is my Marg.
Welcome, Scootish.
Nice.
I hope your day turns around.
Anyway, I don't know if it will.
Well, we can make it turn around. Jyggy, what's our topic for the day?
Today's topic is fads on Twitch and YouTube, or I guess any content creation. This is a fad games, like specifically games that come into the streaming space or the content creation space where everybody seems like they're playing it and showing it off, and then it disappears. That's what we're talking about. And then we're also talking about games that we specifically purchased or bought or wanted to play because we watched other people play it.
Yeah, basically game influencers and how that affects the gaming market.
Yes. I think, like, honestly, like, just building off that just quickly here, I feel like that mostly is indie games, but in reality, there are many first-party games that I did buy just because I watched somebody play it, you know?
Yeah, see, I feel like indie games were the first medium to really adapt to that marketing strategy, in a way, because it's been around for a while. Since like early 2010s YouTube-ish, I would probably say, and maybe even a little bit earlier, but nobody really actually, in terms of like a company, utilized that strategy in their marketing until like quite recently.
And there's been some notable examples of like AAA developers who have really kind of done a bad job with it and considered it like Persona 5. Atlas was like, hey, don't stream like the second half of the game or you'll be in trouble. And that was kind of not a cool thing to do. And it made people very angry.
Well, Scoot, you just did a quote unquote sponsored stream where you were marketing a game for a company.
I just did 3. I just did another sponsored stream today.
So like it happens now a lot more. But I feel like back in the day it was less direct. You know what I mean, TB?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna use again, we'll probably be talking about Minecraft a lot tonight. But when Minecraft was first in like really early beta where it was free, Minecraft was free. You could just make an account on the website. The only reason why I started playing it was because I watched some YouTubers that were playing it, and I had a netbook and I couldn't even really play it, but that didn't stop me from trying, you know? So I don't know if a free game is considered something that I played only because of an influencer, but in reality, that's the only reason why I started playing Minecraft, you know?
Yep.
Oh, Agario is like that as well. You remember the browser game with the bubbles?
Yeah.
Like, that's free. And it's very cool, and you're like, okay, I watched this person, do okay, but I think I could do better, and it's free, so you just go try it.
Yeah, it's a ton of games like that. I think free games are able to be jumped at like that more. I think Apex Legends comes to my mind a lot during like this conversation, because like that game literally got a huge platform because that they paid Ninja like $6 million or something to play it on stream.
Well, Apex was a very interesting. That was EA's, in my opinion, EA's best marketing scheme of all time. They shadow dropped that game in the insanely weird. I mean, we're gonna definitely talk about battle royales in the coming future. But it's one of those things where the Apex was shadow dropped. No announcement, no nothing. They just dropped a trailer and said, yeah, go play it. And that was how they did it. And if I remember correctly, and I don't know, Scoot, were you a day one Apex player? I think I was.
I tried it day one. but I immediately was like, this feels bad and doesn't play as good as Fortnite.
And that was, I think, the big thing is that you were comparing it to Fortnite, you know?
But that's, I mean, when you go and get like, and that, I guess that's like an interesting thing about this creator influencer discussion. If a battle royale game, like you're competing a little bit. Which is something you can't do in the commercial world because like you're gonna instantly compare it like to the other thing. Like the Verizon guy is now the Sprint guy. When you're acting, he couldn't do another commercial for another phone company for like 10 years because like the minute you see him, you're like, oh, like Verizon or like Sprint. That doesn't exist in the gaming world for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But when you get the Fortnite guy and you get him to do another battle royale, you're gonna immediately be like, "Oh, this is Fortnite," because that's just like how a consumer's brain kind of works, and that's why they obviously targeted Ninja. They didn't target Ninja because like he had the most viewers. They would have targeted PewDiePie if they wanted to do that. They targeted Ninja because it was a battle royale, it was a shooter, and that's what his bread and butter is.
Mm-hmm.
But every single one of his little 13-year-olds immediately saw like battle royale. Fortnite's a battle royale. This is Fortnite.
Apex came out in 2019, if I'm correct. Like almost, I guess, 3 years ago now. It feels like longer.
Did that make sense?
No, it did. It did.
Okay.
Yeah. But Apex came out in 2013, and I'd say let's hop right into this whole fad game like influencer pushed game here. It came out in Techno says in chat February of 2019. And it's one of those things where if I'm correct, that was the end of the PUBG big time like era. If I'm correct, didn't PUBG like I remember PUBG's last
PUBG was
ditch.
already dead.
No, PUBG's last ditch attempt at survival was at TwitchCon 2018. So I guess, and so TwitchCon was in November of 2018, if I'm correct. And do you remember? Well, Scoop, you weren't there, but I don't know if anybody else was there in here. Was I the only one? I think I was the only one here. But at TwitchCon they had a massive PUBG. I'm talking it must have cost them $1 million, like over $1 million for this massive PUBG arena. And they were trying, like they were just like it's relevant, but you got to remember Fortnite was huge. Fortnite was.
I've got a graph here. I've got a graph if you would like to view the graph.
I'd love to view the graph.
Of the viewership of PUBG from January 2018 to December 2020, and it definitely started declining in July 2018.
Yeah.
And really hit like its kind of current levels maybe in February 2019. It sort of jumped around a little bit, but yeah, it definitely tanked around then.
Is the game? Can you still play PUBG on PC?
I think so.
One of my best friends is actually one of the best PUBG players in the world.
But that's because there's like 5 of them.
There's like 8.
And
he's been grinding the game since January. Since January 2018. He's been playing since the game's launch.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's like really good at it. But you know, I think it's clear, like, you know, the game has been like dead for a while, and it's insane that I say dead when you know something is still getting like 15,000 uses or views like a day, like.
But is that
that's
just a
weird.
mobile game? Didn't they like put all their cards, like I'm talking all their money into the mobile game? If I remember correctly, the mobile game.
I think they might have. Yeah.
Like they just decided PC, nah, we can't compete with Fortnite.
They made a lot of mistakes, and the biggest mistake was making the PUBG Mobile and PUBG separate entities.
Mm-hmm.
They should not be. They should have been the same thing. Because that's what made Fortnite is like the mobile gamers. And I think Fortnite, like to this day, is still trying to get back on the Apple market.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No way, they're not.
Despite the litigation they're trying to push through here.
Look, they're trying to get them to just drop it because they'd be like Scoot said, it'd be stupid of them not to be on the Apple market. But if I remember correctly, maybe it was 2017 TwitchCon. There was a big PUBG like crazy I don't know what you would call it, like not arena, but it was like inside. It was a massive booth with like 50 different gaming setups, and it was this huge like esports arena. And then next to it was this tiny little Fortnite Save the World booth that said Battle Royale coming soon. I wish I have a photo of it. I wish. If anybody has a photo of it, send it in the chat. But it was the funniest thing when you look back at it, because it was just this tiny little booth that said Fortnite Save the World, and then it said Battle Royale coming soon, and then next to it was this huge, I'm talking multi-$1,000 arena for PUBG. But thing is PUBG wasn't even the first Battle Royale. That was H1Z1. Which then they rebrand to
and then
King
there
of
was
Kill.
Minecraft Hunger Games, you know.
I mean, yeah.
It goes.
I mean, yeah, you could argue it like clear back to like Battle Royale.
I would say PUBG is the first one that like
as for games that popularized the genre or like mainstreamified the genre, I would say H1Z1 was like the first step. PUBG was the second step.
I wouldn't.
Fortnite was the running.
I wouldn't even say. I wouldn't even say H1Z1 like popularized it.
That was a mod, wasn't it?
I think PUBG.
I think so. Yeah.
No, I think it was a game mode.
Gotcha.
I think PUBG is like what made, for me anyway, is what made battle royales.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then, because like I remember Fortnite, I was excited for Fortnite because I like tower defense games, and they're like making like, you know, Fortnite tower defense, like that's what it was. It was against zombies and stuff. But then someone was like, "Hey, you know what? I really like PUBG. Let's just throw our characters into like a battle royale thing. Like, screw it, why not?" And that is what ended up taking off, and like they just kept doing it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's my trend. That's my history that I know. I don't really know or care about H1Z1, but I definitely cared about PUBG for a while.
In like comparison between them, between Fortnite and like PUBG, PUBG, the fad is over.
Yeah,
you think Fortnite reaches a point where it's like, oh yeah, that was a fad back in the late 2010s, early 2020s. Do you think it stops at some point?
Well, it seems like if you want like lasting power, what you need to do is appeal to a younger audience. Like Fortnite is very cartoony. Yeah, it's very cartoony. It's free on some platforms, right?
Every platform. Fortnite is a free game.
It's on a bunch of platforms. It's free. It's much more cartoony. It's still violent, but it is cartoony versus H1Z1 and PUBG, which are extremely realistic, like Call of Duty. Very realistic, very violent, very bloody. Like, but if you appeal to kids with Minecraft, with Fortnite, with, you know, making it interesting and cute, Among Us even, we'll talk about that later. But that really there's so many numbers out there. Like millions of kids watch Minecraft every single day. They watch Fortnite every single day. So if you're family friendly, like Ninja, if you're playing a game that, you know, isn't like bloody and gross, like parents won't mind if their kids are playing it.
Will Fortnite have the staying power of Minecraft? Is the big question, because like Minecraft is a family name at this point, where Fortnite hasn't quite made it to that point. Like,
I think it has.
Literally,
are there Fortnite Legos?
See, the reason why I don't think it has is because I bought a TV last fall, Black Friday, whatever. It's a smart TV, and it has its own like it's a Samsung TV. It has its own like TV service built in that you can use through Wi-Fi. There is a Minecraft TV station.
Wow.
But there's not a Fortnite TV station.
Well, that seems anecdotal. You're one TV.
I get what TB's trying to say here because Minecraft's a lot older and has a lot more Microsoft merchandise. Blah blah blah.
There is somebody out there running a TV station dedicated to Minecraft, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It helps, I think, to be sort of a creative outlet as well. Like with Minecraft, like with Roblox. Like Roblox has so much more like behind it than you might think as an adult, because you don't really interface with it much. But a bunch of kids worldwide are playing it because it's free, and they're running around Twitch begging for Roblox money.
I own stock in the Roblox company because it's a multi-billion-dollar company.
Thank you for disclosing that.
Yeah.
We'll stop discussing it.
It's a perfect Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite are perfect games. They're legitimately perfect. And I'm going to actually put Minecraft a little higher, as in it's slightly less perfect, because you still have to pay Mojang or Microsoft. I don't know. What is Minecraft? $25 right now? I don't know. 30. I think it might be 35 for
I don't know. I bought in like 2010.
Yeah. I don't know how much it is. But the reason why the formula works for both Roblox and for, they're separate games, but it's 28 now, according to chat. But Fortnite's perfect because it's everything the kid wants. It's your game where you can build and you can do whatever you want, but it's also crazy and cool because you got guns and shooty, and mom's okay with it because it's cartoony and fun. And it's free.
And you can play Fortnite and Minecraft in Roblox, so
yes.
And like a dumbed down version, but for like kids of the like demographic, it works.
And Roblox, on the other hand, is another perfect video game because it's not even a video game. It's a platform. You go there and you can play literally anything. You want to go play checkers? They got Roblox checkers. You want to go play Roblox Dead by Daylight? You can. You want to go play?
It's the closest we'll ever get to like that world in like Ready Player One, where everyone's like jacked in. Like it's like that because you can do anything.
It's free too.
I have been seeing advertisements lately about something similar but more mature. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like Cube or something, where it's literally a platform with I think it uses.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I think it uses whatever one of those really mainstream gaming engines are, but it has like a hub, and it's not a game itself, but you can play like community made games on it. It's interesting. It's a cool idea, but I don't know a whole lot about it. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a fad or if that'll take off.
So my question for you guys, and Scoot, if you could move over half an inch. The question is, do you think that Fortnite is on the level, and this is going off of a little bit what TB was saying, I'm just going to put it into gamer terms. Do you think that Fortnite is at the same level of League of Legends and or World of Warcraft when it comes to longevity?
Yes.
Do you think in 10 years
probably like they keep bringing in like more content and more like licenses and stuff.
Yeah, their licensing is on point where they keep bringing in content from other established franchises.
Not only is their licensing cool, but how they use because they could totally just leave call it that. Like I think Smite does a really interesting thing with bringing in content like Fortnite does, like with Avatar and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But it's
I'm not booting
like
up
as
Smite.
accessible.
Yeah, but
I'm
Smite
not
kind of died for a while. Smite didn't. Was Smite ever truly like on the level of the other MOBAs?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I love Smite. It's a good game, but I don't think it was ever anywhere near.
I equate it to Dota too.
Yeah, I feel like we have another like stepping stones thing where you had Warcraft 3 mods into Dota 2, into League of Legends, which is like the final form of that. And it hasn't. And many people have tried to jump on the bandwagon and not performed as well. But
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
We got a new one coming up. Pokemon League of Legends.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of that. No, but like I think Fortnite, Pokemon Unity, that's the name of it.
Unite.
But oh.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fortnite will have that lasting power just because it's like the king of that sphere of the esports world. So, granted, there's a lot better competitors if you're comparing it to like League of Legends. It has a lot better competitors. You have Apex Legends, you have Call of Duty Warzone,
that's what I was going to bring
up. So it has better competitors in the same genre than League of Legends does. But I think it has lasting power. I don't know whether it'll last as long as League of Legends, because League of Legends is the biggest esports game in the world. But only time will tell, really.
It's funny that you mentioned Warzone, because again, like going into this whole battle royale kind of genre, in my opinion, as of today, which is April 6th, 2021, in my opinion, the two big boys in the world of battle royale are Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone. But I'm
back on the Apex train, man.
Really?
Yeah, Apex is great right now.
Okay.
I've heard that.
And they've been getting a lot more content, and they're getting a lot of like crossover content now, especially with like Titanfall. And I think they might be getting like Borderlands stuff or something. I don't know. But it's turning out to be really cool.
I've heard that, but I don't honestly think I care, and I don't think I'll ever care.
And that's the cool thing about the genre is everybody can basically pick their favorite and play it.
True.
Like I haven't really liked Fortnite because of the building aspect.
Yeah.
Since like I played it like for up until like the world reset or whatever, or a little bit before that. But Warzone and Apex have both held my attention pretty long. Like I keep coming back to them.
You're crazy if you're thinking Fortnite isn't relevant now. If you can click the browse button, and if Fortnite's in that first row, it's relevant. Like a lot of people say Valorant isn't relevant. Valorant is
barely in the first row, but yeah.
What, Fortnite?
Yeah.
Fortnite has What are you talking about? It is 20,000 viewers in the lead.
I mean, above Valorant, yeah.
And it is 40,
I would go to say like
Apex.
I would go to say like the first 4 rows are all relevant, because even if you scroll down, you see Genshin Impact and Monster Hunter Rise here. Both of those are still huge right now.
I think
Rocket League.
Like, that furthers my point, though. Like, that only strengthens my point. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
Fortnite is an elite. Like, I understand people don't like the game. I understand people think it's childish. I get that. But have some sense.
Yep.
Use that brain of yours and acknowledge that like this is like an important game. And I like listen. Everyone is going to attack. I don't think anyone's going to attack GTA 5 right now, because like that they're having a boom right now just because the OTV is doing like no pixel server.
No, like just chat. Even outside of the role play sphere, like base GTA Online is also having a boom right now.
Right, but everyone I see a lot of people on the internet attack Minecraft, League of Legends, Warzone, and Fortnite because they're quote unquote
they're big.
bad games.
Yeah. No,
I don't think a single one of them is bad.
Yeah, those are just contrarians trying to hate on what's popular.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's weak to just say it's a bad game. Explain why you don't like it, but you can't say it's a bad game if it's pulling in X amount of money, because League of Legends alone pulls in so much ungodly money. The fact that Gucci or Louis Vuitton made the trophy this year is absolutely insane. Louis Vuitton would not make a trophy for a game that is dying. You forehead.
Okay, we got off topic here, so we definitely got to get back on.
And I didn't swear once.
Bravo.
we definitely got to get back onto the whole fad games, because guess what? Fortnite's not a fad game. It hasn't gone away.
Yep.
It's never even really dropped that far.
That was the root of the debate. We were considering whether it would be a fad or not.
Yeah.
But
But I'm talking short term. I'm talking, you see it at the top of the directory.
Fads?
Yeah.
Are we talking short term fads right now?
No,
I got one in my
back
pocket. I didn't hear you guys bring it up.
I'm talking, you saw it. It's the top game on Twitch.tv. Everybody's streaming it.
Fall Guys.
Yeah. Fall Guys is, but I don't think Fall Guys was the first one. I don't.
Oh, it was. It wasn't the first one. Are we talking about the first one, or are we just talking like?
We're just going. I think that there's two different types, and this is where I wanna set the line for all of our listeners and everybody out there. I think there is a weekender. So I'm gonna use the most recent Assassin's Creed game as the weekender. You see it at the Star Wars Fallen Order.
Can I say? Hold on, I'm so sorry.
See, but there's
before we go down this hole, it's intrinsically impossible to go down this hole, because you are comparing like a game that is multiplayer with infinite replayability to a single player game where once everyone has seen the story, they're all just kind of like, "Yep, that's the story," and they move on and they're done.
Yeah.
Like, yes, but I'm talking about it being a popular broadcast game. But yes, you're right. There's different types of those things, but there's all kinds of different ones that have been there.
Right. But I want us to just focus up and like, let's focus on like multiplayer fad games or like single player fad games, because like there's no way we can be like, oh, like which single player game is more of a fad game, because like
they all were.
They're all fad games. They come out, they're like, oh yeah, that was awesome, and then
there is a difference.
We move on.
There is a difference and an argument to be made for the single player sphere, because you have a game like what'd you say, Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah.
Where once somebody has seen the story, they don't care to go watch another broadcast of the same story typically. But there are single player games that break through that and stay popular because people want to see multiple people go through it. Like a great example is Until Dawn. That game, people would watch through 10, 15 playthroughs just to see the differences people made throughout their decision making through the story. And that kind of broke through into that like rewatchability kind of thing.
But I think that leads into Scootish's whole replayability. I'm sorry, Doug?
It was engineered to be replayable in exactly that way, because your decisions mattered so much.
So then like that's where you have like single player like roguelikes. Like those have replayability and those last longer.
But Isaac just got big. But like I would say, like, right as again this instant, It Takes Two is kind of the big. It just came out. It's what I call the weekender. You see it. You see, Ludwig. You see all the big boys playing it, and then it kind of disappears. You know what I mean? You might see, and then it's not. Nobody, like, maybe occasionally you'll have one or two people that pop in and play it again, but in reality, it's nowhere near the level of, we're going to talk about Fall Guys, which was on there for about a month or 2 months, but then single-handedly destroyed by one game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone says Among Us killed it.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Often wonder how different because if we talk about Fall Guys, if we're hopping into this, Doug, did you played Fall Guys, right? You're playing.
I literally bought Fall Guys today.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't still be playing Fall Guys if Among Us didn't come out, but I think there is an argument to be made, like, the streaming sphere definitely changed with Fall Guys when Among Us came out. Because I was already falling off the Fall Guys train as a player, but for like the streaming aspect of it, I think it was definitely demolished when Among Us came out, or when Among Us got popular. It didn't even come out; it was already out.
It came out in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it blew up,
for sure. Yeah. For exactly this reason that we're talking about, for influencers.
Yep.
But I think the big thing, like, so Fall Guys currently at it's 9:36 p.m. when we're recording this, has 6,100 viewers, and they just released their new update. It's one of those things where I remember that Fall Guys was like the show. I'm talking over 300,000 viewers. Whenever I would stream it, I would have high numbers, and I'm not that big, whatever. But
they had a great beta.
Yeah. It was huge. Mario people were jumping onto it. There were people that were esports people were jumping onto it. Everybody was on the Fall Guys train. And then it felt like it had substance until like one day. I remember, like, and that, I think the main reason why people say Among Us killed it is because it just was such a fast drop off. I'm talking a massively fast drop off. I'm talking not like 2 days. Like, I'm talking like a night, maybe a weekend, and it was gone.
Well, I feel like they didn't update it very quickly at first.
Yeah.
And that really didn't help it. Like, people were pretty bored of the formula already. What they needed to have done is added more levels and stuff. They were really counting on like cosmetics and stuff, keeping people coming back. But what they needed was more actual gameplay content.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing of it is like a platformer is obviously different than a shooter, obviously, for many reasons. Mm-hmm. But a platformer, and this is true for Fall Guys, like, once I learned how to do the level, which is, I was pretty good at Fall Guys. I was pretty goated. I learned what I needed to do to get to every, like, final round, and I learned how to have, like, a pretty good win percentage on every round. Mm-hmm. But once you learn how to do that, it becomes less about, like, playing the game and just, like, hitting the right buttons. Whereas, like, Fortnite, you could, like, drop at the same spot every time, be the only person there.
Yeah, and they've been trying to combat that with adding like more hammers and stuff that appear randomly and all that. Yeah. But again, it was too little too late. People were saying in the comments, the updates were too slow at first, and that really sort of lost momentum very quickly.
Yeah, and Among Us didn't help. And the hacking culture just destroyed it as well.
I also think they lost a lot when they removed the whole be able to see your Steam names, when they just changed it to Fall Guy, whatever. I still don't think you can have names in that game.
Oh, well, that's a huge difference, because I actually played the game on the more wonderful system. I played on the PlayStation exclusively. Oh. And the culture on that system is entirely different.
Isn't it cross-platform?
I do not think it's cross-platform.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cross-platform.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think it's not. It's not cross-platform.
It was not cross-platform.
Wow.
No, it's still not cross-platform.
I could have swore that it was cross-platform. That was people could
play
on.
They're adding cross-play.
Oh, okay.
For the Xbox.
Too little, too late.
Yeah.
And the Nintendo Switch. I actually do think, because Season 4, I don't know if you guys played it. I re-downloaded it on my PS5. Played it a little off stream. I'm still amazing at it, and my God, is Season 4 fun.
So, like, that game was a fad. In my opinion, it was a fad. Yeah, everyone was down to play. I did a stream where I sat on the floor and played it, called the Floor Guys, Like,
right.
It was around, but then it died, and then Among Us happened. Now, you could argue that Among Us is still like not gone, but I'm going to use Among Us's like debut as the big boy. Among Us currently on Twitch.tv is 18,000 views right now. Admirable. Admirable.
Pretty good. It has higher peaks sometimes depending on who's streaming it.
Yes.
So it usually unlike every other website, every other game now, it peaks in the morning.
Yeah.
Because of the Hafu morning lobbies.
Yep. Yeah, so it's popular like US Western time, like morning to midday.
Yeah, at like 8 a.m. PST.
Yeah.
But Among Us, when it was like, I'm talking full on, like I was streaming it nightly, like everyone was going on it. It had roughly 500,000 viewers at all times.
I should have went harder. I think everyone should have set like can say hindsight's 2020. We should have went harder with like Fall Guy or Among Us.
Yeah. But you look at those people that only streamed Among Us and their channels popped off during that. Where are they now?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of any, like hardly any of them, and know what they're doing. They're probably still playing Among Us.
I mean, I still know them.
I think
really?
TB, it's one of those things where those people that
it's a
popped off,
visibility thing, I guess.
It peaks around 50K. It looks like.
Yeah, those
lately.
People that popped off of Among Us, they moved away from Among Us when Rust took over. Now that's the one thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like that caliber. I'm talking like the ones who like brand new streamer.
Yeah,
like,
I think TB is talking about like the Andes I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Who like are trying to like go and like make a career out of this.
And are they still doing well on Twitch, or has that kind of fallen off? Did they find a new?
From what I know, the people that I follow and my friends that did that, they transitioned early on into Jackbox.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and one of them just got partnered last night.
Oh, good.
Oh,
incredibly, like really good for him. But now, like, you know, people are doing like Mario Kart and still trying to do things with viewers.
So they're doing like community, like
yeah,
regular like multiplayer games and playing with viewers.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fools are moving to Valorant, which is the wrong vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of a dead end in that sense, unless you're like pretty good.
Sykkuno can move to Valorant because he's Sykkuno.
Yeah,
but the Sykkuno's on the same level as again the big boys. And when I talk about the boys,
I know that's what I'm.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, do you guys know Ash on LOL? This is a VTuber who Sykkuno rated one time and went their average from 40 to 4,000.
Yep.
And they maintained it. They went and rolled with it. Because
Ash on LOL like plays with them and all that.
Yeah, they were.
You know, she follows you, Mike.
Yeah,
I know.
Ash was on like the because Pokethon probably. She was a big Pokethon or Pokemon fan. Or like some.
That
she
is
probably
the same Ash who played Rust. Yes.
Yeah.
Like Ash on LOL is someone who it's like you want to look at.
She got pulled in and played into that community.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yeah, but we're talking about like earlier than Rust.
Oh, dude. Okay, so like I think like pull up, like if we pull up the Sykkuno thingy was way before that. Like if you pull up Ash on LOL, because like
it was back when they were playing Minecraft, like before even Among Us.
Even before, no, dude, even before Minecraft.
Really?
Like, or I think this was like after Minecraft. I'm sorry. Like she
like at the start of Among Us.
You can see she uploaded only League of Legends content.
Yep.
Forever on YouTube. And then 4 months ago, she uploaded an Among Us video where she played with Toast and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And her life has been so insanely different ever since.
It's good. I'm glad. I'm really happy for her when it comes to that. But it's one of those things where that's when we look at a game, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm sure that I'd love to hear what Doug thinks about this, because this is like a full thing. I think that the entire transition from Among Us to Rust to whatever the heck, I don't know what they're doing now, is entirely
GTA 5, no pixel.
Okay, was entirely the powerhouse that is spearheaded by offline TV, and then their friends following them. They know that's where the content is going, and it's one of those things where it's very interesting to think about how one group of friends can completely manipulate the entire YouTube and Twitch, like everyone, whether it be by choice or just because they can, you know.
It's crazy too, because like I'm actually a huge Rust fan. I loved playing Rust, and the way they play Rust obviously is like not how like Rust was intended to play, and like, you know, that's why like they like had to like make 2 servers, one for like regular Rust play, one for like the role playing, which is like what Pokimane, Valkyrie, all of them wanted to do and thought Rust was. But like Rust in reality is exactly what XQC was doing, where they were like hiding in bushes and like killing people and like taking all their loot. Like that's what Rust is. They took the meta and they said, no, this is the meta. And it's kind of crazy that that in video game culture we allow this, because like everyone in the game was like, or everyone in the Rust community was so like annoyed and just like, you're playing Rust wrong, you're not doing this right. But it brought Rust so many people that love playing the game now.
I mean, it's one of those things though where I guess that's why it combines our 2 topics, which is will, you know, influencers, you know, cause people to purchase games, but then they're the fad games, you know, and it's one of those things where that's kind of, we're in that weird situation now where we have this massive group of what I call the offline TV and friends, like going. They're just constantly growing. All of them. They're not on the level of like they can literally work with anybody, because anyone who if somebody, like, nobody's gonna say no. Nobody. You'd be stupid. You'd be stupid to say no, I don't want to play insert video game with offline TV and all these people, because that's where their audience is. That's where everything is. They have that monopoly, and I don't know if it's intentional, but it sure has worked for them, you know?
Yeah, it's so much a problem of discoverability on all sides. Like, if you make a game, like, you know, how do you market it? How do you get the word out? If you are a person that's trying to start an online presence on YouTube or Twitch, like, how do you get an audience? Like, you have to, like, even people that have an audience already, like, you can't really deviate from what you do. Like, people are there for a reason. You have to make a second channel if you want to branch out to anything on YouTube. Yeah. So like, and I mean, all of us know how hard it is to be a variety streamer. Because like, it's just a problem of discoverability. You could go to the front page, you could go and find someone like with a bunch of views already. You could troll through like the retro category and find someone who's great really easily. And like, you know, they would probably do an awesome job, you know, with the limelight, so to speak. But it's just, it's very saturated right now. So, and Among Us is unfortunately the perfect example of exactly what we're talking about here, where it's a game that had been out for 2 years already. And then last summer, just the right people with the right audience played it and it blew up. And now it's everywhere.
Yeah. And now it's to the point where like Among Us has dipped in popularity considerably, but now it's like ironically popular. Like it had that staying power through sheer like sarcasm. It's weird.
Well, it's like cultural osmosis.
honestly,
Like it's everywhere now. I saw a Photoshop of the Suez Canal boat where people had rearranged to make a pixel art of an Among Us character and be like, "Whoa, is this real?" It wasn't, but like it's such a recognizable shape of like just the bean guy or whatever.
You know, I'm getting to a. Oh, what?
The Among Us guy, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting to a huge point where I like don't even enjoy Among Us anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll explain why. When the game started, I loved it. I loved the like chaos with the friends where you're like laughing and like everything's like happening and it's all insane and it's crazy. And you can still like tell jokes and you can have fun. But more and more of that community is like becoming the 5,000 IQ people. And that's fine. I think it's so cool that like so many people love this game so much and they're becoming 5,000 IQ boys. But it kills my enjoyment from playing the game because I hate it. Yes, Trill. Obviously, like I made a tweet and it got pretty popular on Twitter. Among Us isn't a bad game. It's the people you play with that are bad.
Oh, absolutely.
And I agree. I still maintain that, and I agree with that. But I think less and less communities are even wanting to like plug Among Us on, because at the end of the day, it ends up being like the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And like it's just boring. And like I play with homies all the time, every week. And at the end of the day, like even though I'm like memeing and I'm like making jokes and I'm like laughing during the meetings, I know who the killer is by like the first or second meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, like, do I want to explain why? Or I'm like, nah, that's fine. I'm just gonna like, you know.
Yeah, that's how I was playing that game. I probably could have started a channel or started my channel doing Among Us, but I'm like, I don't really want to put the effort into that. But like every time that I was playing Among Us, I was being like the IQ god and super try hard, sweaty, blah blah blah, and then
you are the detective. Yeah.
At a certain point, I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stand on a body and see what people think about it.
I remember early on you were like, yeah, I'm not doing tasks this round, by the way. And we were like, okay.
Yeah. You get voted out now for like doing shit like that. And like
do you guys, we haven't done it in a long time, and I'd love to do it again at some point, but some of the most fun I've ever had in Among Us, and I agree with you, there was a point where I just got to the point where I didn't want to play the game, because I felt like everything that I did, I wasn't allowed to make content, I wasn't allowed to have fun with it.
Yeah, and that's my main thing. I'm just like,
and I think part of that comes with playing with non-content creators of the game.
Yeah,
non-content focused people anyway. They're trying to just have fun and play the game how they want to play it, but they're not making content.
I come to you as a humble member of the Uploadable Content group. It's a new group of Among Us creators. I was invited to join them, and I play with them a couple times. And yeah, they're there for the meme a little bit. They're there for like joking around and having fun, but they're still trying to win. And like that's who's still playing the game. That's the community.
But that sounds fun.
What?
Like that's kind of the thing where it's one of those things
they're trying to win?
Well, they're trying to win, but they're also there for the gameplay. Like
No. I'm sorry. I'm explaining this poorly.
Okay.
Well, it's just people who are content focused, who are very good at improv and can have fun with the game, but also aren't bad at the game.
Yeah.
Really helps.
No, I'm sorry. I'm explaining this poorly.
Anyone else want to have a take on it before he actually explains himself?
No, go ahead.
They don't. The people still playing this game, the community that's still playing this game, they do not care about the jokes.
Yeah, they let their desire to win overtake.
They care the desire of win. They are focused on winning and having a ginormous, gigantic brain. That's what they care about.
And that's where the fall off is, where people don't find that entertaining all the time.
Because it like a lot of it, you become the Fortnite streamer where you're like, okay, I'm gonna get a kill. Someone clip that.
Well, and it's so different from like when the game first came out, as well. First popped off because people were learning the game.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it's too much of a knowledge of the game now. It's crazy. I'll be honest. It's crazy that it took. Like, when did Among Us start? In September?
Last summer, like July, August is when it started popping off.
July.
Let's linked a happy middle and say August, because I think August is when it
August is when it peaked. Yeah.
In my radar. So like August, September, October, November, December, January, March, April. Like, the fact that I'm saying this now in April, that I think it's like I think the game is like kind of like meh at this point. It is crazy. Like, good for the game. They need to get a bigger team.
Yeah.
They need to pump out more stuff.
Yeah, I think that map took entirely too long to come out.
It took way too fucking long. Yeah. I know it's still early 2021. But like, come the fuck on, dude.
For audio listeners, the airship map just came out like a week ago.
It was like a week ago. And don't get me wrong, last Friday I had a ball. I had
the new map's awesome. The new map's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's too little too late at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah. But after Among Us with that, I mean, we're going through a timeline right now, but I mean, there's been many other games that have been fad games. But I feel like after Among Us and after Rust really took off, it kind of changed a little bit, because then you had the two different groups. You had the offline TV people, and then you had the Minecraft. Like, I'm talking the big Dream and all of his cronies coming in for Minecraft.
Dude, they've been around forever.
Yeah, they've been around. They've just been like kind of outside the sphere, because it's just like a completely different community, and they're all like a lot younger than us, to be fair. So we might not like listen to that demographic that much.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it might not be within our sights as much as it has been recently.
So out of all these games, did you guys buy a game? Did you buy Rust, or did you already have it when it was big?
I already had it.
Wait, what?
I already had it.
Yeah, Rust was like goes on sale for like $3 all the time.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things where I'm thinking like, what?
But you know what, Rust? Yeah, a lot of people are saying the game got bigger than devs could handle. I call cap, and here's why I call cap. Rust is a small team. The minute they learned who was playing the game, instantly, just by watching Twitch, I could earn a Sykkuno scarf.
Yep.
I could own a Ludwig, whatever. I could own an Ash raincoat. Like, that. I know they're just skins and it's just recoloring a lot, but like, that's cap. I call that about Among Us too. That's I blame Among Us more for not capitalizing on their success than Rust. Rust has not that much of a bigger team than Among Us, and it's a fucking 3D game. I don't know much about computer coding, but I know for a fact it's harder to do 3D than 2D. Like, that is cap.
Doug's just giving you the.
Well, I mean, it's it's harder, I think, to really break into the 2D space. I think because it's been sort of perfected. I think almost at this point.
It's no, I'm sorry.
But the fact
maybe
that
this is me
they
explaining myself.
they didn't
poorly
capitalize. They didn't capitalize on their like success by adding new cosmetics. Or,
Yeah,
Among Us, yeah, no, they should have grown the
that's
team.
that's what I'm
instantly.
saying.
They should have
Like-
like added an entire art department just making cosmetics and like
What?
a PR team that was reaching out to big streamers and like putting skins of them in the game, as you were
Twitch
saying.
drops.
Why
Yeah.
did the auto mod do that? I would buy a corpse husband mask.
Yeah.
I want the girls that I play with to think that I'm mysterious and sexy like corpse husband. Like I do. And Jyggy would do anything to cover up that whole,
It's true.
situation of for himself.
Yeah.
For our audio listeners, when I said his situation, I waved my hand over my face, indicating that his face is gross and should be bagged.
I'm ugly.
Yeah.
A Jyggy
But-
mask. Imagine.
It's like, it's all like, I get that like it's a small team, and I respect that, and I know they were working on Among Us 2, and they canceled Among Us 2, because of the success. They, I think, made the right call.
Yep. But then they.
But
proceeded to
you've
not do
given us
anything.
nothing
Yeah, it took
from that
until
call.
March.
until
So,
the
like, 9 months?
I want to know
9
what
months?
was in Among Us 2.
Supposedly it was going to be 3D, new maps. Like I
Damn.
think 3 new maps, 15 people.
Isn't that
new
coming? I heard that's
roles.
coming. I heard 15
No.
people is coming officially.
15 people is coming, but it's all coming. Why is it all coming? Like
Isn't it just a setting?
should-
Isn't there a mod that literally lets you have
You
100
just-
players?
Yeah, you
no,
can just
no,
change
that,
a
that was
number.
meme.
Please.
No, I'm pretty
Well-
sure you just change a number in the code and it allows you to have any.
That is absolutely not necessarily
it-
true.
it-
like
it
it's
doesn't
definitely
work
Not
balanced.
necessarily true.
It's definitely balanced
And
around.
then there would be bugs.
10.
But yeah.
I,
Yeah, I think Airship would be a riot with 20 people and like 3 imposters.
That's huge, right?
Yeah.
I haven't played around with it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I just think, a lot of it is like you got to spend some money to make some money.
yeah.
And
True.
in my opinion, Among Us and Inner Sloth really had a chance. Like I don't know if they still do, because looking at like looking at the view count right now for Among Us, when you just launched a new map, like
Yeah.
it's
I
a
just don't
little
think it
bit
was enough.
disappointing.
I don't think it was enough.
I don't think so either. Like
It-
you see all these mods being made, your people are broadcasting to you what they want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why are they not being like, okay, hear from this mod? Because a lot of the Townless mod is absolute crap and just not fucking fun.
I mean, Minecraft did that. Like Pistons are in the game from a mod. Like
Yeah.
they paid attention.
What's the? I don't know if you guys played the new Binding of Isaac DLC, and I know that everyone in my chat's just like, stop talking about it. Oh my god! It's a carbon copy of a mod that was made in 2016. They just added way more to it, but they also hired the developer that made the mod.
Yeah.
Which is
I
awesome.
have never
Techno
once
Fins-
in my entire life cared about the Binding of Isaac.
I will never care about the Binding of Isaac.
Am I the only one?
Tech-
Man.
Sorry, Jyggy.
Technofin is telling me needs prox chat built in. I'm gonna say this about Among Us 2. This may be like a bold statement, maybe a crazy thing. Prox chat is crap. It's
Really?
flashy and fun at first, but it quickly gets old and is stupid.
I mean, I
again,
haven't done
it's
it.
just like the game. It's good with your friends. I wouldn't want to do it with randos.
Oh, no. I haven't done it in a long time because it messes with people's computers. But I remember there being so many fun content moments. The game itself wasn't very fun, but
Save that for the mods.
Sure.
Like let the mods do prox chat. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But
And
I
honestly,
agree with you, homie. You're talking to Sergeant Scooty.
yeah.
Remember
oh
when
my
me,
God.
you, and TB were running around the ship?
yeah.
One of my favorite Among Us moments.
Yeah,
Save
it was It was fun, but for a different reason.
It was fun for a different reason.
It's just a platform for you to have fun on.
You know what? It was fun because Among Us had gotten stale, and that was our Michael Scott is leaving the office. It brought attention to Among Us because it was proc chat Among Us. It was something we all thought would be cool in Among Us, and it was. But it will quickly become, oh, all right, have a nice day, and walk away.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
Like, it's just prox chat is a flashy gimmick.
Yeah, and then there would be liability as well with proximity chat.
It's not at all needed for the game to like at all be fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think the thing that Among Us needs to focus on needs to add more roles than other than just imposter.
Yeah, look at TTT. It's got a ton of roles.
Needs to get some of those maps out. And I think it just needs to crank out cosmetics because I want more cosmetics already. I just bought a new pack of cosmetics.
Yeah.
And I want more.
Well, I think we've beat this conversation topic to death at this point about Among Us. So I want to take a quick second to mention audio viewers. If you're out there, thanks for watching.
Listening. They're listening. They can't watch. They can't. Okay, what TB? They can't watch with their ears.
You are correct.
Like maybe you can.
You know what?
What do your ears see, TB?
That's listening viewers.
You're distracting from my point.
I'm so sorry.
Is
TB,
that
if I can jump on real quick? Do you mind?
What?
Audio listeners, I am so sorry that Jyggy 11 is trying to say that you're unimaginative.
Okay, Scootish. Okay. All right. What I'm trying to say is we've been trying to brainstorm ways to get you involved with the show. So we've created the hashtag MWTB on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok. Margs with the boys, MWTB. If you want to suggest any topics or anything, or post clips or something, whatever you want to do, make sounds on TikTok, go ahead, use hashtag MWTB and we'll check it out.
A supercut of your favorite Scootish tangents.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
That's hashtag
I had a really good tangent that TB didn't let me go on.
Oh. Anyway, I'm putting on one too, but I'll not derail us.
Go tweet right now. Go tweet right now on it. I want, if you're listening to this right now, I'm gonna set it up as a notification so that I just know when you listen. So just tweet. You know, hashtag.
If you want to annoy Jyggy, just put that on everything.
Hashtag MWTB.
Margs with the boys.
Yeah,
that's it. Yep. So now let's take this topic of fad games and let's wrap up the show for the night with a short chat about what other than Minecraft, because I think Minecraft is a pretty easy go-to for this. Other than Minecraft, what's the first fad game that you were influenced to buy it from watching somebody else play it on the internet? What do you guys think?
I think recently, for me it was Hades. But Hades, I watched a lot of people play. I love roguelikes. Again, as somebody who just was talking about Binding Isaac, Hades was the game that I got recently, specifically because I watched other people play it. There are people that talked about Loop Hero. I don't know if anybody has played Loop Hero. That was gifted to me, but I didn't see a single person play that game. I experienced it myself.
I don't even know what that is. I've heard it, but
it's a great game.
It doesn't really interest me.
I got that game because of you. I won't lie.
Oh, there you go. But can you tell me why? This is where I gathered Scootish's information to sell more video games because this is how I make.
I just like auto chess and games like that.
Yeah. What about you, Doug? Recent or what's like the first game that you were influenced to buy off watching somebody else play it?
So I don't have like specific examples like off top of mind, but I'm just scrolling through my my Steam history here. But definitely Phasmophobia was probably the most recent one.
Okay.
Like that's a huge one.
That is
Danganronpa and
same.
Subnautica, I bought both of those because I saw like the beginning of a playthrough of each of them, and I was like, I want more of this. Actually,
Yeah,
this is
I
great,
bought
and I would like to
Danganronpa
experience
because
it.
I watched somebody play it.
Yeah, I was like, I want to experience this for myself. Like those story games, I was like, I have to stop watching this playthrough, play the game, and then come back and watch the playthrough because it's very good. So those two definitely for sure.
I bought Dead by Daylight because I watched somebody play it.
Really?
Way back in the day, yeah.
I bought Until Dawn because I played it in Kay's old apartment, but only like the first 30 minutes of it. And then I bought it because I wanted to keep playing it, and I ended up not playing it again until chat bothered me to.
I actually I got into Kingdom Hearts because I watched somebody play it.
Yep.
I got into Kingdom Hearts because Jackson told me to.
The first video game, Jiggy, we're not even going to go down.
Yeah, like you can even go back to.
I'm still mad at you.
You can even go back to like going over to a friend's house in your childhood and watching them play a game, and that influenced you to like, Mom, will you buy me this game kind of thing?
Mom, I need Pokemon. I saw a kid with a Game Boy Color at recess, and I require this game now.
Yeah. But there was a video on YouTube that made me want Kingdom Hearts so badly. I was just trying to hunt it down and like give you like a username or a video, but I can't find it. But this was like when I was in 5th grade. Excuse me. I was in 5th grade, and I loved everything about this game, and I fell in love with it. I made my mom get me a PS2 just so I could get Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Wow.
And she did. That was my big Christmas present. And this was also when the PS3 came out, and I remember her firmly asking me, like, are you sure you don't want a PS3? And I was like, no, I only need a PS2 for Kingdom Hearts. Like, I turned down the PS3 just so I could play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And thank God I did, because holy moly, I was put on a journey. I was put on a path with some of the best video games of all freaking time.
Yeah, I think the very first game that I bought myself with my high school lifeguard money because I watched somebody play it on YouTube was Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Jiggy 11 is hoodieing himself now.
I'm sorry, I put my hoodie on because, you know, I'm part of Organization 13. I'm Eeyore.
You didn't put an X in there. Is the X silent? Or is it X Eeyore?
I'm sorry. Continue with Amnesia, because I actually got Amnesia as well. Because I watched. Oh, who did I watch? I think it was. I don't remember, but I bought Five Nights at Freddy's because I watched Markiplier.
Yeah,
I never got on the Five Nights at Freddy's train. Yeah, I bought Amnesia because of PewDiePie. 100%.
It might have been
back in the day.
PewDiePie.
Yeah, but I think it's very obvious that like Monkey See Monkey Do is a huge in the video game culture and in the video game world. And if the game looks even a little fun, it's gonna get someone to think like, maybe I should buy that.
Yeah, I actually got influenced to buy Mario Kart 8 like shortly after launch because I was watching this live stream. I don't think these people even stream anymore, but it was huge at the time because it was just this guy and his girlfriend, and they would trade off 12-hour shifts of just playing Mario Kart, and they went for like 2 months of just playing Mario Kart. And I would tune in all the time, and that influenced me to buy it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of buying games. I fall for marketing ploys all the time.
Yeah, I think we've discussed that on the show before.
Honestly, at this point, it's how I buy games. Like, I see somebody play it, I'm like, that looks kind of interesting. Add to cart. know?
it's exposure now. Like you're not reading Nintendo Power anymore. You're not reading Electronic Gaming Monthly. Like you're checking out Twitch streams and you're seeing what's going on with either your friends or what's popular on the front page.
It's funny you mentioned Nintendo Power though, because that was how I chose to buy video games back in the day.
Yep.
Like as much as commercials were a thing, like I would say before the Wii, because I think the Wii was when Nintendo really, really, really went ham with their commercials. I think the GameCube had awesome commercials, but in reality, the Wii had the We Would Like to Play, and they would go all out, and that was maybe when I was watching.
Oh yeah,
TV
the Wii
more.
Was mainstream. Like your grandma had a Wii.
Yeah, but see, Nintendo Power, that was, dude.
I got Nintendo Power back in the day, but it never really like influenced my decisions on what I'm gonna get, because I was young at the point where I got like 2 games a year, and I was like, man, this is the best thing ever. Whoa. And then like I would, instead of like getting games, I would rent games and keep them for like 2 days and play it and not know what I'm doing. And but then I don't know at what point that changed into like buying games more, but I think it was probably like high school.
Yeah,
like
probably
Xbox
when you got a
360
job.
days.
Yeah.
It was a little before that, because like I got an Xbox 360, but I don't know, like
it's interesting to see that evolution, and it's one of those things where I've really noticed it. I think that with the boom of YouTube and with the boom of Twitch, back then it was, JTV. I mean, I remember, I think my first PAX East was 2013, 2014. I don't really remember. It was a couple years after Fez came out, and Fez was what was Fez?
I think it was 2013 that you went to your first PAX East, because I think I met you that year, and you had already gone.
Yeah, and I remember that it was one of those things where indie developers were all kept asking if I was a broadcaster, because I had some sort of, I think it was like the first ever Twitch merchandise thing that was made by Jinx on.
Yeah.
Or it was I think it might have even been my like bootleg Twitch merchandise at the time, because Twitch was like brand new.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where indie developers were talking a lot about Fez. They were talking a lot about how these YouTubers are playing Fez, and it catapulted them. And it was one of those things where I feel like influencer marketing was an entirely indie developer only thing for a really long time, and then big boy developers like EA and other companies have just started to, I would say, like a little, maybe I would say, what do you think, 2017, 2018, where they were just like, man, this is so much cheaper than a commercial, and we get way more eyes. Let's pay insert broadcaster $10,000 to play our game for 2 hours. That was kind of the big hop, in my opinion, when it came to that kind of marketing ploy. And I think that the big thing is now, if you're a partnered broadcaster on Twitch, they have a thing called a bounty board, where if you have a specific amount of viewers, games like Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft can put down, hey, you get, I don't know, $15 every 10 viewers, which that's not true, obviously, but it's one of those things where they're like, you play our game and we pay you. Because it really does make a difference. I'm sure that there's a lot of people in chat that I've saw, and I'm sure, like Scoot, you just did a sponsored stream, and I'm sure every Doug, you've done sponsored streams before. But it's one of those things where if we play a game and somebody who's watching us is likes it and wants to keep playing it, they're gonna buy it. They're gonna buy it, or if they can afford it.
I don't think I have done a sponsored stream,
No?
by the way. Hashtag not sponsored.
I have done 2 so far now, actually. And then they both happened in the same week by the same developer, and that's crazy.
Doug pretty much keeps to his document.
Well, here's what you do is, I stream a spreadsheet. What you do is you wear your purple Twitch hoodie to a con and you get harassed by game developers. They're like, oh, you stream? Do you want to stream my game?
I have never been harassed like that, and I'm upset now.
Really?
And I wear my purple hoodie.
So it's funny. I think Scoot, didn't you do an interview with I think you did an interview for me for a video that didn't come out for like Bus Simulator or something like that.
I did so many interviews for you.
Yeah.
You literally worked me to the freaking bone. He
All right, and that's the show. Woo!
Oh, we still,
listener questions.
Yeah,
Get them in.
Yeah, no, we have to go to the question segment.
Audio listeners, welcome back to the show. We're getting into user questions here. Please open up the form. Please end
user
this bit.
Questions. Everybody, ask your questions at q.jyggy.live. Go on there. Anybody who is listening, make sure you send your questions to hashtag MWTB. We will get to them and we will make sure you get heard. But right now, we have our live audience asking questions at q.jyggy.live. What do we got, Techno?
Techno's not in here.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it in the document. You have the document open?
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Let me open it.
Yeah, I have him here. And a lot of these questions, maybe people haven't caught a previous episode of the podcast, so we may have answered these previously. So we'll just kind of speed run through them and kind of give a quick, short answer, and we'll call it a night. So, top game of all time. What is your favorite game? And in this case, the only one you can take on an island. Like if you get washed away to some island and you only have one video game to play for the rest of time, what is your video game?
That is so different from top game of all time.
Yeah, you just said two different things.
Yeah, well, that's the question.
That's the question.
So I give two answers if you want.
That, You know what? I think no matter what, I do kind of think I would take Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I kind of assumed you would say that.
Yeah, because like. I just did a charity stream, boys. I'm gonna plug myself a little bit on this here podcast.
Yeah.
I just did a charity stream for Alzheimer's Research UK. I played Kingdom Hearts 1 in one entire sitting, and it just made me really appreciate the Kingdom Hearts franchise yet again. The Kingdom Hearts series just came out on the Epic Game Store. Downloaded. I've been playing through Kingdom Hearts 2 on my computer, and oh my god,
does it run
that game is just.
Is it run in higher res? Like what?
Yeah.
Did they uncap the frame rate?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, the first time I played through the Kingdom Hearts franchise, I played the whole franchise in one sitting, basically.
I'm so sorry. I did that too.
It was like 3 weeks, but
yeah,
it was fine.
I mean, it was so good. It just like it's just bringing back all the memories, and like there's so many different ways you could play the game. There's so many different builds you can do to play the game. So many challenge runs you can do to play the game. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. It is my favorite game. I'm planning to do like another Kingdom Hearts but in one sitting stream. I don't know how. I want to make it different than me just playing the game, but I don't know how to do that yet. I'm trying to come up with ways to make that happen.
Yep. Doug, what game are you bringing to the island?
All right, the game I would bring to the island, because it has like infinite replayability and it's just a lot of fun. Probably Minecraft, honestly. Like,
fair.
You can just live in there and have a good time. It's not my favorite game of all time, but it's just endless and it's a ton of fun. And if I have infinite time and apparently electricity, I guess, you can't go wrong with Minecraft. It's the practical answer. But like it's different from the favorite. I searched myself on Twitter for one of those chain letters for what's your favorite game of all time. Stuff on there like Battletoads. NES is probably my favorite game of all time, though, actually. Okay. But it's too short. I would play it a billion times a day.
Jyggy 11.
So this is like Doug said, this is such a different thing. It's not like your top game of all time, but I think I would bring Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it has to be inside of a plane, so I could leave the island and play other video games.
That's cheating.
You never said that. You just said you never said it how I had to play it. I just want to bring Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it has to be inside of a plane. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Probably Dead by Daylight though, because of replayability. That game is really, really, really fun to play, and I could just play it whenever, forever.
But your chat would have to be disabled, so you couldn't be like, "Help! I'm on an island. Here are my coordinates. Come get me."
Yes, they wouldn't listen. Nobody would listen anyway. They don't listen. They just
all right. Shut up and fix the generator.
Margs with the boys island stream coming someday.
Oh.
True. Get your Hawaiian shirts.
So my answer for this is the same for both, and it would have to be Bloodborne.
That's a good choice.
It goes back to like the infinite replayability, builds, whatever. Like,
absolutely,
I love Bloodborne so much.
No, I get that. I'm with it.
And if you get rescued, like you're a speedrunner at that point, you come back and everyone will want to watch you.
I did Dark Souls a couple months ago, and I really want to do Dark Souls 2, but I will eventually get to Bloodborne, and it's going to be great.
Yep.
Cool.
So the next question is, what's the next big game release you are looking forward to or hoping for?
Shoot, Monster Hunter came out, so I have to actually look at what's coming out.
That's the thing that I was looking for, but it's out now, and I've been loving it.
I think I think we're right now in a huge. I think this is the year. I don't think last year we really saw the effects of COVID. I think this year we're really gonna see like the huge effects of like COVID, and like a ton of stuff is gonna be like bumped back. That being said, I think the first game I'm like really excited for is to finally get some use out of this bad boy, and Ratchet and Clank. That new Ratchet and Clank game coming out.
Wait,
Audio listeners, he's pointing at a PS5.
Oh, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it because
it got clipped out on the stream.
So
my bad.
You're narrow.
Yeah.
Narrow.
It's PS5. I have a PS5.
I
want everyone to know that
I get
I'm
it.
rich and lucky, and I have a PS5.
I get it. You've been working out, but it's probably too big to fit in the frame. But
dude, I'm just yoked.
Yeah, in chat, there's my answer with Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We would need to learn more about Elden Ring for that game to come out.
Yeah, but I'm still really excited about it because of who's working on it.
I have a game right now that if anyone says, I will lose my goddamn mind.
What game?
I'm not even gonna say it because it will throw me into a
throw out Pokemon Snap on the 30th.
It is hard to feel anticipation for video games anymore because the greatest video game of all time, and no game will ever surpass it, came out last year, and that's Bugsnax.
Dude, it's true. It's true, dude.
Finally, someone's brave enough to say it.
It's true.
There he is.
It's not. It's true. I mean, why? That's why you have a PS5. I mean, it's true. It's Bugsnax, dude. If I'm being real though, I think the game that I'm looking forward to the most that's relatively soon. Like I could be like, bro, I want Pokemon Arceus so bad, Legends of Arceus or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
But if we're talking like relatively coming soon, I can't even say Lego Star Wars anymore because they moved that again. They if you didn't know, they pushed Lego Star Wars. Bumped it to 2022. So I mean, I'm excited because they put out they're pulling the full level of words. They're saying they're making it the best Lego game ever made, which I guess isn't that high of a bar to hit. But,
oh, dude, what are you?
People love.
I mean, complete Saga is my favorite.
They want it. They want it to be what Lego Lord of the Rings was for the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Was Lord of the Rings that good?
Star Wars. Lego Lord of the Rings is in. Let me phrase it like this because I think it's the most perfect way to say it. Lego Lord of the Rings is the first and I think one of the very few to ever have a fully playable Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Like, I if that doesn't shout how good that game is, I don't know what does. It is actually really good.
Yeah.
Because I loved Complete Saga. Complete Saga was amazing, you know. And I was the guy.
Saga is great. You know what? Honestly, I won't lie to you. I bet a lot of the game will be just remakes of like those levels.
I heard they weren't doing that though.
But I'm okay with
I
that.
want that. I want that.
I think if they don't do that, they're stupid.
Yeah.
But, the Diamond and Pearl remakes are also on my list.
Yeah. But I've locally, like, coming soon, my most anticipated game is Snap. I know it's not like something everyone's popping off about, but I am just so excited to take photographs of Pokemon. It's gonna be fun.
That's the game.
You didn't want me to say that?
I literally I interrupted you to say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Doug already said it.
I have played Pokemon Snap now.
You have.
Boys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm starting to believe that maybe streaming, maybe being live, maybe being on isn't Jackson Harrington's strength. Maybe that's not what Scootish is. Maybe that's not where Scootish is supposed to be. Maybe Scootish is supposed to be doing video content. I was trying to record some Pokemon Snap gameplay. And let me tell you, I tend to do my recordings at night because my roommates are either yelling about girlfriends or illegal things. Well, legal things now. Actually, it's legal.
Yeah,
now.
it's legal.
So I tend to save my recording for night. But at nighttime, I get very tired. I get very sleepy. But I usually just like crank a Red Bull and I power through the night and I don't really sleep. I just get the recording done and I get all my editing done, whatever I need to get done. And I did that for Pokemon Snap. I downloaded the emulator. I got it running. I booted it up.
That on my stream.
I got through 2 levels. And I fell asleep.
Dude, Catherine's gonna like chuck Doug out of the chair.
I will fight anyone who tells me that is a fun and interesting Pokemon game. It is a I get that it's a video game, but it is literally Pokemon Snap event. Get off your high fucking horse.
This is why Scootish wasn't my cameraman. Clearly,
No. You're on rails. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's boring.
Right. Welcome back to the show, audio listeners. Sorry about that cut that just happened. And we're back. That was the opinion hour with Scooter.
Silence me.
No, difference in opinions makes a good podcast. So
Pokemon Snap is
okay.
boring.
We can cut out this tangent where you're just being redundant.
Capital B, boring. You're taking pictures and throwing maybe a fruit or a rock at Pokemon.
Okay, back on topic. What game are you looking forward to, Scootish?
Ratchet and Clank.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say Pokemon Snap.
Wait. Hold on. Let's recreate that moment real quick. It's capital B boring.
All right, Scootish, but what game are you looking forward to?
New Pokemon Snap.
There you go.
It plays. It plays.
That one's for the TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. What game got you into streaming, or what is the first game you streamed?
First game I ever streamed went very badly. I tried to play Catherine, the video game, the puzzle game. Ironically,
she's to the right.
Yeah, and now I'm with Catherine, but it went very badly, and I switched to Antichamber, which is much more fun, and to stream because it's not as hard.
I really like Catherine, the puzzle game, though.
It's very good, and it's on Switch. I need to get it.
Yeah.
I would not be. I legitimately would not be a streamer if Mike did not go to Jyggy 11, did not go to Marymount Manhattan College. Like, this whole journey, all this
Doxed.
equipment that I've gotten, I think he said where we went. I say where I go to college, and
I don't. It's college. We don't go there anymore.
Yeah, we don't go there anymore. We don't all. I also don't live anywhere near there anymore. Nor does he. But
and the search narrows down. Thanks for that info. Let me just take that
somewhere in New York.
we eliminated a street.
Oh yeah,
71st Street, Manhattan, gone.
All right, check off the list.
Only 230 more to go.
Excellent.
No, so I had met Jyggy. I had known of Zeldathon for years because I don't live under a rock. I know what Twitch was, but I never thought it was something like I could do because I don't possess that. No, I don't possess that know-how.
Yeah.
And I'm just not gonna learn. I wasn't going to learn, but I was dating a girl, and the relationship turned very unhealthy, and I needed something to do to like
crazy.
She was insane to like focus on like other parts of my life, and I like begged Mike. I'm like, yo, just come over, help me set this up. I fucking like need this right now. And he did. He like taught me how to do it. And I was like, oh, dude, it's over now. Now that like Jackson Harrington's on the internet, I'm getting 100 viewers first stream easy. Got 2.
I don't remember. What did you play? Do you remember your first stream?
PUBG. PUBG.
There you go. There you go.
Wow.
It was PUBG.
And then for the record, for everybody, he didn't beg me. I wanted him to do it. Like, I told you this.
Yeah.
I wanted you to stream.
Yeah, no,
like,
100%.
Like, I knew you'd be good at it. Like, it was a no-brainer to help you set up the tech. You know?
I think I'm now getting good at it.
Yeah.
I really do think it took me 3 years to kind of like learn how to do it. But now I'm kind of like understanding. I'm like, okay, so like this is what I need to do. This is how I have to do it. Like it's very interesting. It's very weird. But yeah. And it was PUBG, and then it was very quickly Cuphead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Loved Cuphead.
for me, what pulled me into Twitch was watching Zeldathon. Pretty unoriginal. And the first game I streamed was Zelda. And I started speed running the Wind Waker back in the day. And it wasn't really for me, but I've still been around on the Twitch sphere.
Did you ever
streaming
do barrier
occasionally.
skip?
Did I ever do what?
Barrier skip.
No.
So I mean, TV, when you did I first watched you. I think you were part of the we don't speak of it, but you were part of the stream team. And yeah. I would love to talk about the stream team and how it is literally, I think, the only reason why I'm still here, because of that quote unquote support system, and how I kind of think, again, I'd love to do a whole show about Twitch teams and Twitch stuff, but I hate the fact that Twitch is silently fading out the team system. It's
gave me like a crumb of responsibility, and then they're like, "Here, you're relevant now. Just here we go."
Yeah, and it was a big enough thing. And it's funny because me and TB are from, but Doug, you weren't part of.
No, that was before my time.
You were after. I don't even think Mojo was part of. So
nope.
It's crazy to think about, and I can mention that when we get to me. But Doug, do you remember your first stream?
Yeah, my first stream was Catherine for the Xbox 360.
You mentioned that. Was I the last one?
Yeah,
I'm the last one.
Yeah, you're the last one.
Yeah. So I mean, my first ever stream was Minecraft. I played on a Minecraft server called Cookie Slap, and the idea was it was a bad Super Smash Brothers mini game where you had a cookie and you would just knock the other player off of a floating island, and that was all it was called was Cookie Slap. I think the archive is still up on Twitch.tv.
Wow.
But
Baby Jyggy.
yeah, oh god, it's a mess. But the reason why I started was because, like TB, a little bit unoriginal, I was watching people at the time, and I really just wanted my own show. I was, I really first started streaming when I was like 15, almost 16, and the main reason behind it was because I wanted to be a talk show host. It was my dream job to be better than at the time Jay Leno. But it's one of those things where I wanted my own show. I couldn't have my own show. Twitch gave me my own show. To this day, the main reason why I stream is because I like to create my own show. So I was a huge watcher and community member of Zeldathon, which then turned into and I was big on the Minecraft server at the time. I was a moderator, and so it was one of those things where got me through that time where I only had 2 or 3 viewers. And it's funny that, Scootish, you talked about that rough patch of the first year, and I'm sure anybody in chat that's ever streamed, the first couple of years, if not the first year, if you're lucky the first year, it's rough. You don't have a lot of people chatting. It's hard to broadcast. It's hard to have that motivation. But I argue to this day that the I'll say the full name, the Fun for Freedom Twitch team was the entire reason why I was able to power through that, because instead of having, say, 2 or 3 viewers every stream, I kind of already started having 7, 8, up to 12, up to 15 some nights, and sometimes even more, because that was where people watched. People would chat in the mumble, people would be in the community, and they would see people live by just going to the stream team to watch. It was this weird thing where, I don't know about you guys, but my homepage when I go to Twitch, like I have Twitch on my little bookmarks, and it's not Twitch homepage, it's Twitch follow page. I go there and I see who I'm following on the follow page. Back in the day, it was the Fun for Freedom Twitch team. That because the following was a mess on Twitch. So all the people I wanted to watch, there was no Big Boy Pokimane or Ludwig or any of those big. They were around, but it was different. It was the team. We kind of stayed in our own little corner, and I made it through that by having that support of a community, that support of a friends that were all surrounded by Zeldathon and surrounded by. So it's one of those things where I hope that Twitch does not get rid of the whole teams thing, because I can't stress enough how imperative it is to, if you're starting streaming, to be part of an existing community of people that you like, because it's the only way to really get through that.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. It's been a good episode.
Yep, it's been great. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks to our sponsor.
Yeah, thank you guys all for listening. This episode will be up on all podcast networks such as Apple Music, Spotify, and everything. Make sure you guys go and listen there, and make sure you like the video here on YouTube. Make sure you comment on what different topics you guys want us to cover in the future. Thanks everyone for watching, and thanks you guys, you know.
And don't forget to engage with us with the hashtag MWTB.
Yes.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Yes.
Bye.
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 See ya.